In 1968, a Pakistani general sent crates of a single fruit to the White House. It wasn't a gift. It was a message. What could a fruit possibly say that words couldn't? To understand that message, you have to understand what this fruit actually meant back home, because in South Asia, the mango was never just something you ate. Wild mango trees have grown along the border of modern India and Myanmar for over 4,000 years, and ancient Hindu and Buddhist texts treated it as something sacred, tied to fertility, love, and divine blessing. There's even a story that Buddha was gifted an entire mango grove as a place to meditate. Before it ever crossed an ocean, this fruit was already considered holy. So how does a sacred fruit end up traveling across an entire continent? The answer is Buddhist monks. Starting around the 4th and 5th centuries BCE, monks spreading their teachings across Asia deliberately planted mango groves along pilgrimage routes, giving future travelers shade and food. This wasn't accidental spread through trade. It was intentional, religious cultivation, meaning the mango's earliest journey across Asia was driven by devotion, not commerce. Centuries later, one man would turn this sacred fruit into a symbol of imperial power. Mughal Emperor Akbar, ruling India in the 1500s, reportedly planted an orchard containing roughly 100,000 mango trees near Darbhanga, a project so enormous it earned the nickname Vlaki Bar, the Garden of 100,000. This wasn't agriculture. It was a message, a way of showing the entire empire exactly how much power one ruler held. His descendants took it even further. Emperor Shah Jahan, the same ruler who built the Taj Mahal, reportedly became personally obsessed with cultivating rare mango varieties, commissioning horticulturists to develop hundreds of distinct grafted types. Owning a specific, exclusive mango cultivar became a genuine marker of royal status in Mughal India, not unlike rare jewels or fine wine in other empires. A piece of fruit had become currency for prestige. Then, in the late 1400s, a group of Portuguese traders arrived on India's western coast and encountered this fruit for the first time. They were captivated. They're widely credited with giving it the name we use today, adapting it from the Tamil word mankay. But naming it wasn't enough. Portuguese ships began carrying mango seeds and saplings to their colonies across Africa, Brazil, and eventually the Caribbean. The sacred fruit was now leaving Asia entirely. But here's where the story turns darker. When the British took control of India throughout the 1700s and 1800s, they didn't just tax the mango trade, they took direct control of the best orchards themselves. Premium fruit, grown by Indian farmers who had cultivated these exact trees for generations, was exported straight back to England. The finest mangoes grown on Indian soil increasingly ended up on tables thousands of miles away, while the people who grew them saw little of the profit. This imbalance didn't disappear when India gained independence in 1947. Trade patterns built during colonial rule, favoring export over local access, continued shaping the mango industry for decades afterward. Farmers kept growing one of the most valuable fruits in the world, while much of it remained financially out of reach for their own communities. The fruit that once symbolized sacred abundance had also become a symbol of who profits and who doesn't. And this brings us back to 1968 and that mystery crate sent to Washington. By the mid-20th century, the mango had become sophisticated enough and valuable enough to function as an actual diplomatic tool. Pakistani leaders reportedly gifted specially selected mango varieties to American presidents, most notably sending crates to Richard Nixon during a sensitive period in US-Pakistan relations in the early 1970s. A fruit was doing something typically reserved for treaties and handshakes. Today, that same fruit dominates global agriculture in a way its ancient cultivators could never have imagined. India remains the world's largest mango producer by far, growing roughly 40% of the entire global supply. Yet India exports only a small percentage of what it grows, because domestic demand across its massive population remains extraordinarily high. The fruit stayed close to home, even as the world around it changed completely. So what did that crate sent to the White House really say? Maybe it said what mangoes have always said: across 4,000 years of sacred groves, imperial orchards, colonial extraction, and diplomatic gestures, this fruit was never ordinary. Kings planted forests for it. Colonizers fought over its profits. Presidents received it as a message too important for words. The next time you slice into a mango, remember, you're holding something empires once measured their power by.